a lot of projects have like a markdown page where they explain, okay, that's how you contribute to the open source project. We don't have that currently because I'm like quite flexible. But I found like a great example on how to not contribute. Before committing many hours to learning and implementing a gallery, I'm trying demos. Alright, so not to shoot you down or anything, but that's a really bad start to start your issue. Because like, hey, I'm trying out demos and I found this issue, that's fine. But like, you're not committing many hours by doing like Docker Compose up. Like, no. I know it's complicated for non-technical users to install it, but to say like, hey, I'm committing many hours to it, to like the maintainer of the project, is like next level of entitlement. Like, that's crazy. When I try the demo at https://demo2librefotos.com, I see several issues. Alright, this sentence is completely fine. The issue is that he just doesn't follow our bug template. Like, I want to know which operating system and which browser he uses. Otherwise, it's like really hard for me to like find out how to reproduce these issues. And another thing is like, and it's a small thing, like if a user does it, I don't complain usually, but please open one issue for each issue because it's easier to work around and to keep track of. But like, it's fine if you don't, I don't really care. But it's just a bit nicer for me. When I scroll up and down the header bar, photos 25 days, 229 photos, flickers. Alright, so this sounds like a really serious issue, right? When every scroll it disappears 75 of the way up, the screen then redraws itself. The effect looks awful. Alright, and then there we go. Almost like the bar is dancing around the screen. Okay, so like you can say, hey, it flickers on my system. Again, I don't know the browser, so how the hell do I reproduce this? And to say the effect looks awful, almost like the bar is dancing around the screen. Like, it just reads funny. Like, it doesn't sound like a neutral thing to say. It's weird. Second, if I click on the three dots menu, then scroll up and down or down, the effect is even worse than the header bar. I can see the menu redrawing itself, a different percentage of the screen every time. Sometimes I can see the photos behind the bar. Now he talks about two issues, I think. Sometimes like a photo maybe shows up behind the bar. He talks about like, okay, if he clicks the dots and scrolls up and down, then the menu doesn't disappear or something, which still sounds like really weird to me. Like, but I think that's a real issue, but I don't know. But like, again, if you list your issues, please, one issue at a time. Very hard to keep track of. Also, there's like another emotional statement that's called, these effects looks very messy and unresponsive. Okay, so first of all, you should assume if you find something that doesn't look right, that it isn't right, and it's a bug, right? So you don't say, hey, like, hey man, why did you program this bug? Like, don't do that. Like, why would you do that? It's obviously a bug. Like, calm down. Third point. Several times I pressed one of the buttons at the bottom. That's the first thing. Like, we don't have buttons at the bottom. Nowhere in the web app. If you go and open it up like in a smartphone, right? And this is also why I was confused and I was asking again, hey, which browser, which device? Then we have like a button at the buttons at the bottom where you can navigate basically, right? You can go to albums and stuff like that. So we don't have the sidebar anymore. Yeah, but that was really confusing for me, right? Because buttons at the bottom, where, I don't know, I don't understand. And it took me to a black page. Okay, so we usually never ever have black pages. When we have something, we have blank pages, which he also talks in the next page, but I don't know, it sounds weird. When I tried to navigate back, I also got a blank page that never recovered. I had to reload manually. Like, again, can happen. Like, the demo scene in general is the dev branch, right? So there will be more bugs than in your production system. But it's very, very easy for me to like confirm every dev issue we have right now. And sure, this can happen. But again, he clicks on a button at the bottom, goes to a black page, navigates back, goes to a blank page, and then he had to reload manually. I still don't know where I am. It's like complete nonsense, to be honest. I don't know. Could be everywhere. And now we're coming like to the real stupid part of this issue. Are these normal and expected behaviors from Libre photos? Okay, so if you encounter like an issue that looks like an issue and walks like an issue, then it's an issue. Like, why would you ask it like that? Like, why did you program that bug? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you have to understand that the people who actually work on this, like me, we spend a lot of time on this, and you can help us out a lot if you write a good bug ticket. But this is not helping anyone, like, honestly. That's just frustrating to me, because now I have to ask a lot of questions, because any of these issues sound serious. But yeah, I don't know if I really want to fix it after that. I know that PWA can suffer from lag and are generally not as responsive as native apps, but this is a whole other level of low performance. And that's like another thing. Like, I can pull it up right now on my phone and it works just fine, especially the demo, like, because it's like only 200 images. It can maybe lag if you have like, I don't know, 100k images. I haven't tested that yet, but most lagging only happens like if you have large data sets. And again, like, whole now the level of low performance is like, dude, like, why would you say it like that? Like, honestly, you want to help me figure out the issue so that you don't have the issue anymore, right? That's the important part. If you help me, I can help you. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Yeah, and then he repeats the sentence that he did at the start, right? I wanted to get other users' feedback before committing time and energy to learning and implementing this project. Again, dude, if you use an install script and it doesn't work, or if you use like Docker compose script, then you maybe, I don't know, spend an hour doing this, right? Like, I helped a user yesterday who had issues on his Synology system and he couldn't install it, and it took like 1.5 hours, right? But he probably just had to wait a lot for me because it took some time for me to respond. But in general, you don't really spend that much time like installing it and like using it, because if you use it, like, then you didn't spend time on anything, like, you just use it. Now you know all the things that like tick me off, like it's the emotional response, it's not providing any reproducible steps, it's not saying to me which browser or which device, and yeah. So I obviously wrote this back, right? Like I'm a nice dude, I usually do this, and I said like, hey, we provide a bug template for a reason. Okay, this was maybe a bit harsh, but anyway, like, I don't have to be nice. I need to know which browser you used, and if you install any plugins that could result in this issue. I also need reproducible steps. Libre Photos does currently not flicker in Chrome or Firefox. It has minor issues in Safari. It also doesn't lag in the demo instance, and there are no blank pages when clicking buttons. Like, honestly, like, after this thing, I will obviously test it. Like, I clicked on every button on the demo instance, nothing. Also change your tone, otherwise I will give no further free support. All right. So like I can get that the message was maybe a bit harsh, but like I'm just being real, man. Like this is the stupidest issue I got like in the last 2 years I worked on this. And then he responds, right? Like, this sounds like a command. Dude, you just said to me that that I programmed these bugs basically because I wanted to or something, or that I intended to make the page look janky, which I didn't. And you said that you had to spend a lot of time to do to run like an install script, which you don't. Like, how much do you usually charge for support at trying the demo? I obviously don't charge anything, man, but like if I provide support to you, right? That time I would usually get paid for. And like I got a job and like I'm a professional software developer. And usually if like a customer comes and says like, hey, we have this issue and I don't have a contract, then I get paid for that. And obviously that's not how open source works, right? You just come to me and give me an issue and I work on this if I have the time. And I'm just saying, like, you can't expect from this message to get like any support at all. I'm not even a user yet, honestly. And this also like a big thing that a lot of people who use open source software don't understand. I don't make money with users. I just don't. Like, I don't care if you use my program. You can use it. I will obviously help you if you use it. I like it if you use it. But in the end, it doesn't provide any benefit to me whatsoever. None of it. None. Like, I don't get the entitlement. Like, it's not like with like a commercial software where you like pay for it and stuff like that, or if you're thinking about paying for it. And we can look at his GitHub page. He never paid for open software. So why? Like, I don't care, dude. Reported first impressions and performance issues. Like, again, you didn't really report them in the correct way because I can't fix them. None of my feedback referenced you personal, but every second message had like, hey, why did you program this bug? It's obviously like personal because like I spent a lot of time on this. Your point on using the template is valid. However, if genuinely intended feedback results in hostility, again, I just said, dude, be nicer, otherwise I won't give you free support. Like, what the fuck are you on? And threats, go ahead, and I close the ticket. I was looking for a non-toxic photo gallery project. Dude, I've worked on over 500 issues, right? And like, no user ever had like an issue with me. Like, you're obviously the reason why I got ticked off, because that's like so stupid, so stupid. Like, I even have like users who don't speak good English, like where I can understand, okay, maybe you formulate something wrong and stuff like that. But what the fuck? Below this post, GitHub has posted a community guidelines link. Perhaps you could review the parts on respect and empathy. Again, respect and empathy is based on respect and empathy. You didn't empathize at all with like the maintainer who maintains the project and says, and you basically wrote 3 times like, why did you program this bug? Like, no, like, shut up, man. Yeah. And then like we got a couple of other users responding to it. Then he closed the issue and he said like, I guess it is challenging to provide non-positive feedback. No, it's not. Like, literally, the issue before that was significant client performance issues in Face dashboard with large databases. I noticed that the Face dashboard page slows to a crawl when you have a large database. In particular, I noticed that clicking any face takes longer than expected for a simple selection, and multi-selection seems even slower, where there is a notable pause. I dug into more with this and React profile, la 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 la, and then he explains the issues, and he even switched between like commits. Again, had no issues. I was like, hey, I wrapped it now in a React memo. Is it better or not? Because like I couldn't really reproduce it on my system. He said no, and we're looking still for a fix. But right, like the message, the issue before him, like was like also like non-positive feedback. It was obviously a bug, right? My comment was not meant to be hurtful, but to express my astonishment at what I was seeing. Again, we now have 3 comments from him, and he still didn't say which browser he used. I don't get it. The demo site is breaking up, jumping around. The side menu is redrawing itself. Now he has a side menu and a bottom menu. I don't get it, man. Like, where are the bottom buttons? Like again, like this is not helpful at all. The side menu is redrawing itself 70% on a jagged diagonal at every scroll check for a fraction of a second. Like, he's seriously saying that like the whole page is shifting around or something. Like, what? On which browser are you using, man? Like, I think even if I would use like the browser from like Serenity OS, Ladybug, it would not happen. Like, not at all. Like, it will probably crash because like my JavaScript is not that performant, but still though. It looked so awful that I had to ask if this is the expected performance because I have never seen this before. Like, again, dude, why the hell won't you tell me your browser? Like, or your device? Like, I don't get it. Anyway, I won't pursue this issue further as I can infer the answer from Den Eure. Yeah, obviously. Now you even made me do like a video. Jesus Christ. Like, as you can see in my background, like I didn't prepare for anything. Like, again, so if you want to provide a bug or a feature request, just be nice about it. And do not expect that any bugs are intended because... And also, remember that I spent my free time on this. I don't get paid. And yeah, just be nice about it and I help you out, no problem. But yeah, that was everything from me. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And you can sponsor me and get sponsors, so I get actually paid for responding to these messages. And yeah. If you found a bug, leave a comment, right? But it's kind of hard. But yeah, sure, you can leave a comment, right? See you next time. Bye.